Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crunkest Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man in the building, Donovan Sadiq. I got the Queen, Demetra K. And I am the 5-star general. You know, they try to tell me where I can go. They can't stop me. I'm live in Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's what it is, man. But tonight, we're going to talk about a little bit of everything. So y'all get a seatbelt. This is going to be good. And I'm riding in the front car of the roller coaster tonight. Let's go. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for tuning in. And without you guys, we would not have a show. So we definitely appreciate you taking the time out to come and hang out with the two intelligent black people and the crazy black Republican. I want to start this off with something and say this here. I'm not Michael Jackson. I ain't Prince. I ain't Brittany Morris. When you come for me, I address you. We got an issue. You got a post floating around Facebook by Mr. Spencer Falwell. Y'all remember Spencer, brought him on the show, had some issues with his wife being sick, you know, supposedly at an apartment complex that was built on top of a landfill. You saw me go out to a church on a Sunday morning with a bullhorn and disturb the service, the whole 9 yards. What you didn't get to see is the meetings that I had to attend and the cursing out that I had to endure for Mr. Falwell. The problem is this. It's easy to get up here and put a post on Facebook like I abandoned you. No, I didn't abandon you, homeboy. Let's get something straight. Since you brought it to Facebook, I'm going to bring it to a whole nother level. And by the way, Mr. Falwell, I've LLC'd my company. And if you don't know what that means I'm a limited liability corporation. So you're wasting your time fucking with me. So here it is, y'all. Mr. Falwell's wife, which I do not doubt, is very, very sick, as well as his daughter. Mr. Falwell took it upon himself before he met me to file a lawsuit in the Harris County court system against the pastor of the church, Mr. Isaac Matthews. I think that's his name. Not very familiar with him. There are things that I needed Mr. Falwell to do. And one of those most important things that I needed him to do was get with his wife and her doctor to get her doctor changed so that we could possibly get her disability started and get her back time and her insurance. I've asked for this for months and months. Get the doctor changed, get the doctor changed, get the doctor changed. I've been cursed out. I've been accused of taking money from the pastor. All this, I can't move any further if that's not done. In the meantime, Mr. Falwell decides, okay, well, you need to give me what I paid you. Hold on, Playboy. I don't work for free. One, you didn't pay me all my money. Let's get that straight. And according to the texts I sent you, what I worked and did, that's what you paid me for. So I don't really think that you want help for your wife. I think that you want to hit a lick. And you were going to try to use me to help you hit the goddamn lick. No, that wasn't going to work. Not on my watch, partner. There have been private mediation meetings with other people that wanted to make sure that I was doing the right things. And in those meetings, Mr. Falwell, did it not take you 5 minutes to blow up and start cursing me out for no apparent reason? Blow up, jump up out the fucking meeting? You did this with people that were trying to help you. And now you get on Facebook and you think that I am these other people. You can post whatever the hell you want to post, my brother. It will not move me. Matter of fact, it makes me double down. I'm not backing up. I said you need to change your wife's doctor. The same thing that your wife trying to get, I already got. And by the way, I changed my doctor in one phone call. a 5-minute phone call. I changed my doctor. So you can put whatever you want to put out there. I don't give a damn. And that's how I feel. But I will keep your wife and my daughter in my prayers. I will pray for them. But the one thing I'm going to pray for is they get better representation than you. Because you blowing up in meetings ain't going to solve a goddamn thing. I'm done with you, homeboy. Donovan.
All right. Hey, you guys, welcome to the War Zone. It is Friday, y'all. You know, y'all gonna go get crunk. Go ahead, get your weed. Go get your Hennessy. Get ready for the Super Bowl. Be a super spreader. Get sick. Big Mama, bringing all that stuff like that. You know, we just gonna, get it going, right? No, but seriously, it's Friday, you guys. You guys made it through another week. That's a blessing that you made it to another week because there's no guarantee we're going to be given tomorrow. But I want to just pass on to you guys in the news today. In the news today. How many of you guys follow my man Lou Dobbs? Lou Dobbs used to be on CNN. He's an old TV anchor. And he moved to Fox Business News. And he was one of those old crotchety baby boomers, white. And he lost his mind somewhere along the line. He was the one saying that there was, fraud in the election and all this other stuff. Now, these people are being sued for billions of dollars. Fox recanted a lot of what they're saying, all this other stuff. He was let go today because this fool just cannot accept the fact that this was the most secure election in history. I'm very sure there was some fraud, but just like bootlick Attorney General William Barr said, it wouldn't have been enough to turn over the election. So this fool was let go today. If you guys didn't get a chance, check out Free Flow Friday with Demetra K today. We talked about Ice Cube. I'm not sure if Demetra is going to go and say something about that, but I'll pass it on to Demetra. And let's get it going.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I just want to say it's cold as a mug out in Houston. I might have to take my ass back to Southern California. Like the sun only wants to show up here twice a month. It's like, I can't do that. Gonna get pasty yellow up in this mug. But anyway, that's my rant. Welcome to Friday night edition of the War Zone. I hope you guys are all doing better than I am. At this moment, if you could do us a favor, please share this so that everybody else can get the information and join in on the conversation. And so we are going to continue with the theme of Free Flow Friday, where we're just going to talk about any and everything. Well, not everything, but if you guys want to talk about something, throw it in the comment section and we'll discuss it because, we don't always see everything. And a lot of times you guys have things you want to talk about, so throw it in the comment section and we would love to talk about it. Nothing is off limits tonight, okay? But we do ask you yes, nothing is off limits, but
Keep it PG. Keep it PG.
PG-13, how about that? Keep it PG-13. And, between the three of us and you guys will chop it up and all of that. But I don't know if you guys want me to start, so I'll go ahead and give it back to you. Okay. Go ahead.
The address is 3650 Alabama. It's the home of Jackie A. Senior High School. And today I go by the school, which I knew it was going to happen. They got the street blocked off in front of the school because they're painting a Black Lives Matter mural on the ground. They're painting it in our school colors. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like that shit. I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. One, you're grandstanding. You know why you're grandstanding? You're going to paint that stuff on the ground. Did y'all forget y'all got a rail got to come through there? They got to tear all that shit up. So you're using George Floyd, the memory of Floyd. You're using the school. You're using the legacy of the school to promote bullshit. And that's the way that I feel. And there are a lot of people that don't want that, that didn't want that on the ground in front of their school. Yeah, we wouldn't have had a problem with you putting Lions Lives Matter. That we've been Lions on that corner for this year, yesterday, 95 years. 95 years. What that represents and what y'all have used it for, the propaganda that you have used it for, is totally disrespectful to the legacy of our school. This has been orchestrated by an alumni. I love him. We're going to have that talk, homeboy. The city of Houston, you full of shit too. And I don't think that it should have went in front of our school. Fuck what they talking about. PG, I'm sorry.
All right. We're doing that pass the mic thing, since we like dancing and doing all that. Pass the mic. Yeah, exact. Friday night.
Especially when they had Elder Barge on there. Ooh, I should have seen me. When he came on there, I was running around this living room like the Tasmanian devil. But go ahead.
Oh my God. You got a 6'4" Elder Barge in the house. That's a shame. Hey, how many of you guys have been paying attention and know of the singer and felon Kiki Wyatt? Okay. Kiki Wyatt, a mixed background. She's, half black, half Jewish. I don't know why they think Jewish is a color or something like that. You could be Jewish and white. You could be Jewish and black. I mean, I don't understand that. But anyway, she made a comment. They were talking on a black program, and they were talking about how black people are, oppressed. And immediately Kiki comes to the defense that, well, Jewish people are oppressed, Hispanics are oppressed, everybody's oppressed, just coming to that. Now, I had a problem with Kiki for the simple fact that it wasn't white people or Jewish people that bought your music. It wasn't Jewish people that started your career. It was black people. Now, it was white people that put you in jail. Okay, so that's a different little thing there. But my question is, why is it? And you're right, Janelle. She hasn't been wrapped too tight. I don't think she is wrapped too tight. I think she has like 9 kids or something. Not that matters.
And remember, she stabbed a mofo too. That's why she went to jail.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't understand why it is our mixed brothers and sisters, and mostly the sisters, I got to say this because I look at Kamala, who is of mixed race, but yet she gives all the praise to her Indian side, no praise to the black side. Here's Kiki Wyatt, who has everything to do with her black side that got her to where she is, but yet she's quick to defend the other side and other sides. It's like, baby, you need to take, know your position. So if anybody could, just have an opinion on that, it just seems like, okay, the white side that rejects you, because let's face it, it just seems like she's more on the black side than she is on the white side. They want to defend. Because if anybody can explain that, I would love to hear it.
You put a mic in front of some of these Negroes, and they immediately remember who paid them. They immediately remember who paid them. So her saying that doesn't shock me because she knows who pays her. She's in the music industry, am I correct? Who controls the music industry? The Jews. She's in the music industry, am I correct? Well, who writes the checks? The white folk. So it's easy for her to say that. That bitch ain't wrapped too tight to begin with. That motherfucker 3 sandwiches short of a picnic to begin with. If you don't put that wood to her right, she will stab you.
I'm just looking at some of these comments. Somebody said that where'd it go? They have animal in their DNA. Lord, it's Friday night. I tell you what you're drinking on Sky. They got to talk about they half human and half beast. Lord, have mercy. I will just say this. Yeah, absolutely. In April, I've seen Kiki's mom, and her mom is actually, she's a white woman, but she act like she more black than Kiki is. Kiki is an all lives matter individual. Well, it ain't just black people But like Gary said, I mean, she knows who butters her bread. Who puts her on, rather. It's the white record companies, but it's actually black people that buy her music. And so she wants to pick and choose, when she wants to be all black, I guess. But it was actually during a podcast. I can't Milan Christopher is the guy's name, and he was explaining the things that black people go through. And she was basically saying those struggles aren't exclusive to black people, as Mexicans, Jewish people, and everybody else they're oppressed too. And she got real indignant. But I think I don't want to blame that on mixed people, because we know of all black people, whatever the hell that means, right? People who have both black mom and dad, and they act just as bad, So I just think it's an issue of her needing to educate herself, and for lack of better words, she was raccooning,
She ignorant.
Ignorant, yeah. But white people ain't listening to her screaming and hollering and singing all at the top of her lungs and her eyes crossed and all that other stuff. It's black people buying that stuff with her and Avant when they was having their first loves and all that other stuff. They weren't buying that. It was us. So I think I don't think she needs to be canceled. I think she needs to be educated, but she needs to also be reminded of who actually has made her relevant, and that's the black people who she is trying to rob of the struggle.
Well, we know she got that good, so she ain't gonna never be broke.
All right. So, I guess I'll go. All right. So, you guys may or may not have seen the story that took place in New York last month in January. It was a black lady. She was walking outside to go mind her business, whatever she was doing, and some dude on the street gropes her. So she does what most women would do. She goes back into her apartment and she tells her fiance, "Hey, yo, this dude just groped me on the street." So her fiance, being the man he is, like most men, walked out there to confront the dude. What's up with you? Why are you grabbing, my woman? And so it, kind of got heated, and the groper pulls out his gun and he shoots her to death, and he shoots and injures her fiance, leaving, her child, a motherless child. And so the dude is on the loose. They haven't caught him. Of course, you guys heard about the story a couple of weeks before that in Brooklyn, where a black woman was assaulted by two dudes. One of them asked for her number and she declined, and they beat her up, bit her all in her face, spit on her, and stole her phone and all of that. I guess they're still looking for her. For the guys. But this is what I want to know. Is it safe for a woman to reject a man? Is it safe for you to walk down the street, for a black woman, I don't even a black woman, right? For a black woman to walk down the street, and really not be accosted? Like, what is that something we should just take because we may lose our lives, or our fiancés, husbands, or boyfriends may be injured? Like, what should we do? What's the solution?
CHL class. Concealed handgun license class. If he want to grab him by the P, put that iron on his ass. And make sure he understand you don't disrespect me like this here. It shouldn't take, and I'm being honest with you, they got some women out there that'll slap the shit at you if you say the wrong thing to them. So dudes already know they can't even approach them the wrong way. It should not be a situation where you out there doing that. But I just say, I know you don't just let it happen. Put that iron on his ass.
Now, I got to say this now. In what context are we talking now? Out here in California, if you're gorilla pimping, there's a lot of gorilla pimping going on out here. So no, I'm messing with you. I know I'm going with that. You know, she chooses what pimp she wants to work with, you know, and you got to go with that.
Negative.
No. It's never acceptable for that. And a woman should feel secure in her person. However, you look at your environment that you're in, it looks like an urban war zone. So to put yourself, I'm not saying it's their fault or anything, but you know what kind of environment you're in. So if you're going to walk in that zone by yourself and become prey, you got to watch out for that. But she should be secure in her person regardless. But let's face it, you hear story after story within our neighborhoods and our communities where Black women are outright assaulted, if not disappeared and kidnapped. And nobody seems to give a damn because, as you say, and we always say, the most disrespected woman on the planet is the Black woman. And again, these brothers that are out here, I'm not blaming the moms or, you know, not necessarily the moms or whatever. These men don't know how to be men. And they're just doing stuff because nobody is putting them in check. You know, Paulette Robinette saying, you know, her man cold knocked the motherfucker out. Awesome. But those men are few and in between nowadays.
All right, let me go on here to John jump on in here. Okay, and I'm going to say this. If I wouldn't, but if I wanted to walk my Black ass outside, down the street, round the corner to Kroger's, butt naked, in the middle of Beirut, that doesn't give a right for anybody to put their hands on me. And I get it. Yeah, you know, everybody's supposed to be walking around here like Foxy Brown, pulling, you know, razor blades and shit out of they afros and cutting people up. Come on now. Every woman is not going to be carrying no gun. Every woman doesn't have a taser. Every woman hasn't taken a self-defense class and, you know, all of that. And so when I hear that, and I'm not trying to, you know, be combative with anybody, but when I hear that, I think it takes the onus off of the people who are perpetrating the crime. I don't think a woman needs to, I should be able to go outside without packing heat, you know. And somebody made a good point in the comment section. Somebody touched my butt and I blow his brains off. Do you think they're going to say, well, you know, you did what you had to do? No, I'll be hauled downtown and have to explain why I met him grabbing my butt with deadly force. And so I think we really need to be realistic and say that there's nothing a woman can do. I see y'all getting mad. I don't care. I'm ready. There's nothing a woman could do. Like somebody, Gary and Donovan, if you see a woman, what does it come to your mind to grab her booty? We said the woman just walking down the street.
Back when I was in high school, every day.
I'm talking about now. Okay.
No. After that 3-year bid I did, I learned my lesson.
So the answer is no. Y'all don't just think, oh, as a woman, I'm gonna grab her booty. And so I think for a man or anybody to grab a woman wherever he groped her or to bite a woman, I think that's a firm decision. And there's not a whole lot she can do to change his mind.
Okay, but if you're gonna handle it like that, like the lady, she handled it sort of like that. She went upstairs and told the boyfriend. Now he gonna come downstairs. He ain't got a motherfucking slingshot. God damn it, Daniel had something in his hand.
Well, maybe he was thinking I'm just gonna be able to talk and do. Hey, you know what? You disrespecting my wife. I don't listen. I
think y'all want protectors. Ain't no talking when I come downstairs. I'm going in his mouth.
Well, I don't know the guy that ever talked to him, but I'm thinking he didn't think that the dude was gonna be blazing, you know, saddles up, and thought maybe he thought he was gonna have a conversation with him. Hey, you know, you need to be respectful, blah blah blah. It obviously didn't turn out that way. His fiance is now dead, leaving their child without, you know, his mother, and so the fiance did the right thing. I think he did the right thing in trying to protect the honor of his woman. You know, but unfortunately, you don't know what kind of fool you dealing with nowadays.
I think the fiance went out there to protect this woman in a womanly fashion. A real motherfucker would have went in his mouth. I'm telling you.
But see, again, that puts the blame on the victims. You know, because the fiance shouldn't have had to have that conversation with him in the first place. I mean, his woman should be able to walk down the street, outside, wherever she was going, without some dude, you know, violating her. So
well, let me ask you this. Okay, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and like I've said, women should be secure in their person regardless of what they're doing. However, you see these guys, and I wonder about that too. Like, you know, all of us have mamas. All of us have mamas. Now, those guys that are doing that bullshit, would they want somebody grabbing their mama by the pussy? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, if you wouldn't want somebody, and I've seen people get in fights over their mama. If you don't want somebody doing that to your mama, why would you do that to a woman that might be a mother herself? Or she's just a woman. Why would you even, the thought of that even doing that? You know what I mean? I just don't fathom the thought of how these men.
My opinion, I think it's done, especially to Black women, because as Malcolm X said years ago, the Black woman is the least protected and most disrespected among a whole host of things in the world. And you know who else said that? Is Jim DeRogatis. He's the one that was the detective that did all the expose work on R. Kelly from the 90s. He's been following. He said that. He says, after all my research and investigative, you know, things that I've done in regards to R. Kelly, he says, I've learned that, you know, Black women are very unprotected. He says, and this is a white man. He says, I've learned that nobody cares about Black women. Because he said, had this been a white girl, these white girls, this wouldn't have went nowhere. They would have, you know, dealt with this really quick. And so I just think that's really what we're dealing with now. I mean, I don't know. It was a catch-22, really. Because imagine if she would have went upstairs and said, oh, well, this man grabbed my butt. Well, shit, did you die? You know, he didn't do nothing. Then they would have been fine. So it's just like, but again, the horrible person in this equation is the dude who started this in the first place. And he couldn't take no for an answer or mind his business. And he thought that even if her boyfriend confronts me, I'm going to kill them both, or, you know, at least kill her and injure him. It's crazy.
You already know when you live in certain communities what it is. Don't approach the situation unless you're ready to handle it the right way. And, you know, everything is not about violence, but everything ain't a conversation either. There are some lines that you just don't cross. So if we got to be protectors, then some days we just need to do what we got to do. And I mean, go in his mouth. That's how I feel about it. I hit him in the mouth. I'm not doing no talking like that. No. I tell you what, I got a question, and it comes from one of your comments, Demetra. Why do white folk nowadays think they know what's best for Black people all of a sudden? Every time you look up, one of y'all know what's best for us. But yet y'all won't straighten y'all shit out so we can get what's best for us. Why is it, and maybe some people out there can answer that. Maybe it's some white people out there that can answer that. Why y'all think y'all know what's best for us all of a sudden? In every capacity of the game right now. Whether it's love, whether it's police shootings, whether it's schooling, you know exactly what's best for the Black man. Trying to figure that shit out.
Okay, well, I got one real quick. Let's go back to our longtime listener and friend, Latanya Whittington. She says, let's talk about legalization of cannabis in Texas. And this is probably for you Texas people there, Demetra and 5-Star. The 87th legislative session has begun. Do you think they will vote it out in this year when Texas can have access to cannabis?
Say it again now. You said, what about some what now? I was reading the comments. Say it again. What was the question?
It says, do you think they will vote it out in this year where Texas can have access to cannabis this year? Legalize it in the state of Texas.
Hell no. Yeah, Texas is a red Republican state where it's supposed to be, the Republicans are the party of Christian values, and they don't want people getting high, even though they're demons themselves. No, and plus, if you make it all legal, then who the hell going to jail? They gotta have we like, whether you guys like them or not. We saw Trump free some people who were in prison, for 25, 30, 45, 50, 55, 60 years over some, marijuana charges. So who the hell is going to jail if they making all this legal? So, I mean, California, yeah, it's a blue state, it's liberal. They hang loose and all of that other stuff. But Texas, I just don't see it. Y'all might well keep on, smoking in the confines of your home until further notice.
I don't see it happening. I think it's too much illegal money that can be made. And they make far more illegal money than they can make legal. The same thing with gambling. You ain't got a problem with us fucking off our money on them scratch offs. You know what I'm saying? In the lotto. But you won't legalize gambling in the state of Texas, but you allow all them cars to go over the Oklahoma border and the Louisiana border and take millions of dollars per month to a whole nother state, when you got a whole fucking building over there called the Houston Astrodome that could be the world's biggest casino. No, it's too much illegal money being made. I don't see it being done.
Yeah, and then as for me, I don't see it being done either. But in the meantime, continue to invest in cannabis stock, because that bill on a federal level is sitting on Joe Biden's desk. It's been sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk for the last 4 years. The whole key to the cannabis situation is your representative, Sheila Jackson Lee, your governors, your senators, Ted Cruz and them, they're not passing the bill because they haven't figured out how they're going to make most of the money. In California here, just to do an application to open up a weed shop, it's $25,000, non-refundable. That's just the application. And they're going to get rid of you for that, right? Then you got to have $3 million in the bank before you even have a spot, or even if you get a permit, you got to prove all of that. So think about it. The only people that are setting themselves up to make money off of this is the people that are going to be voting on it. So we're just waiting. But in the meantime, invest in those cannabis stocks. It's just a matter of time before it's approved on a federal level.
I want to go back to Gary's question when you said, why is it that white people try to tell us what to do? Because white people have always tried to police Black people, always tried to tell Black people what we should do, whether it's our hair, whether it's the way we dress, the way we talk, everything. They've always, because that's what they've done since slavery, since they put us on the slave ships, they policed us. And so they don't, it's like innate to them. Like, oh, there's a Black person, I'm going to tell it what, not them, but I'm going to tell it what to do. Like, we don't have the sense God gave a cricket. We need to just, ask them these dumbass questions and tell them what to do. Well, do you know that you're not supposed to be? Or are you why are you doing? They think that's their right. But, if you like me, I'm like, hey, you need to find your effing business. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Well, I agree with you. I'm just amazed that all of a sudden they know how to fix Black people. They know how to fix all the Black problems, but they can't seem to fix their one problem. We got a million problems they got the answer to, but they can't fix racism. When you motherfucker fix that, we might listen to you. Until then, we're gonna smoke up all the weed and drink up all the drink.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So that's going to be the big thing there. But in regards to white people, though, but yeah, the whole system is set up that way. Look at the military. The military is set up just like a plantation. Hierarchy. They've been doing that since day one. They think, how many of you guys have heard the phrase, well, God, you guys should be thankful that we got you here in America, because if it wasn't for us, you would still be in Africa running around in jungles. And how many of you guys have heard something of that ilk? They actually believe this stuff, like they did us a favor by bringing us to this damn hellhole and making us suffer and, being killed. They think that, this is it. This is it. But yet these are the same people that claim for democracy, but yet are willing to overthrow and make it into an oligarchy just because it's white. It's crazy. It's insane.
Well, I got a question. Do you believe that qualified immunity will not be addressed due to the fact that a lot of these politicians invest their money in private prisons?
None of them are interested in getting rid of qualified immunity. They're just not. They all are most of them are pro-police, and, they don't have a problem with police, especially killing Black people wholesale, state-sanctioned murder. They don't have a problem with that. So, most of the time, even like I said, I can't remember who I was talking to, but we have, the video, the body cams and the phone cameras and all of that with, clear-cut evidence of murder by these race soldiers, and people still try to find loopholes to explain it away. And so, they're not trying to get rid of it. And yeah, to your point, a lot of them do have stock in the private prisons. Now, it's more. There's enough private prisons, put it that way. Although there's conversations about getting rid of the private prisons, but yeah, they're all stockholders, and that in order to give somebody a return on their investment, you actually have to do something, right? And so we know that if private prison beds are not full to the tune of 90%, then the investors do not get a return on their investment. And so that's kind of why I was saying too, with the marijuana laws, they're not going to go away in some of these states, because then who's going to go to jail? Who's going to fill these beds and keep the beds at a 90% occupancy rate? And that's why too, with Joe Biden, with these, mandatory minimums, hell, you can't just let people out after a year. He said it himself. We locking people up for everything from jaywalking. Those are his words. Google it, look it up. He says, we're going to make sure everybody, people go to jail for things even like jaywalking. And so not just go to jail for 30 days, a year. Nah, we giving you these mandatory minimums of these 10 years. So you at least gonna give us 10 years, which that really means is what you're gonna do is give our investors 10 years on their money. That way we don't have to keep filling these beds with these low-level crimes. We'll make low-level crimes, mandatory minimums, and everybody's happy. So there's a qualified no.
And do you know what's sad about that? We talk about, and it's just weird how as Black people, when we say them or, we're thinking white folks. But do you know how many of our Black elected leaders go right along with it? Isn't it funny how we don't think about our own folks that don't speak up, or they're for it, they're with it, and we vote.
Who's going to check them though? We ain't going to check them.
Exactly.
We go along with it. We don't ask questions. We don't say, well, why are you voting for this bill? Like with the 94 crime bill. Everybody went along with it. And, Joe Biden often says, well, the Congressional Black Caucus agreed with it. And then they'll say, oh, well, because they threw in something in there about helping women. So basically what we're saying is we sold out Negroes for women. Well, if it meant saving women, which I'm not even for sure what that bill was all about, but if it's meant saving women, we'll throw out a whole generation of Black people. And that's how we justify the crime bill that Joe Biden and Bill Clinton wrote.
And our own Black leaders go right along with it. And that's what kills me. We're always pointing our finger at the white politicians, but as a Black person, we already know those people don't like us. We already know that. My beef with politicians is my own politicians. I don't worry about the white ones. I worry about the ones that supposedly are there to fight for me. This morning in California, Auntie Maxine was on a podcast, and she was talking about how she has always been a fighter. She has always been a fighter in her life. She's been fighting Donald Trump for 4 years and now he's gone. You didn't even get the goddamn taxes. You didn't even get his tax records. And it's just so funny that in her mind, after 30 years of Congress, no substantive legislation that you can think of, nobody in here could name any legislation Maxine has done that has been subjective to helping anybody. She swears she is a master politician. And I'm just like, oh my God, this woman, she's a fighter for who? You fight more for the LGBTQ and the illegals than you do for your own people, who are the main people that vote you in. But we're so cool with that. That's what kills me. We're cool with it.
Urban, I'm not sure who you're referring to, but you say, why not? Our people are keeping it going, so they might as well make the money too. So are you talking about our people are keeping it going as far as going to prison? I'm not sure, so I don't want to misunderstand what you're saying in regards to that. But Charlene, how you doing? It says, what will people do with their stimulus checks? That is positive. You say, I will answer first. Let me see. Your comment jumped up. Let's see. I will answer first. Invest all of it to continue my financial freedom. That's a great idea. I think that's what people should be doing. Anybody who's getting a stimulus check. I mean, let's be honest though. Can we keep it 100? A lot of people ain't gonna be able to invest that check. A lot of people are probably gonna have to pay a bill. If anywhere in the country, it's pretty cold, right? And unless you have some solar panels, your electric bill is probably pretty high, right? And so you're probably going to use that money to pay a utility bill, or maybe catch up on your car note, or hey, you might want to eat something other than beans and rice. And so if you are not in that situation and you can invest it or save it, yeah, sure. There's a lot of things you can do positive with that money. But, I saw somebody on Twitter made a comment, and it was funny and sad, but true all at the same time. And he says, F it. Don't go try to start no business and save your money. He says, go buy yourself something to make you feel good about this bullshit we going through.
It's a good way to look at it. The good thing is we're at the bottom of the economic scale. So all of this bullshit isn't really hitting us as hard as these other groups. I see Asians that are like losing their damn minds because their damn restaurants are closing, and the white folks just, oh my God, I'm not going to make six figures this year, whatever's going on. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Well, I don't even qualify for the damn stimulus, but if I did, I would invest in, well, not invest. As a matter of fact, let's say I do get the stimulus. I'm going to put it back into a company that I helped start with this young millennial, and just give it to her and put it in there to get that thing really, really rolling and going.
I'm gonna smoke some. Roll me up a fatty hattie and smoke some.
There's something really wrong with you. Hey, Red, how you doing? You say, what's your thoughts on us having dual citizenship with countries in Africa? Yeah, why not? Because when this thing blow over, we gonna need somewhere to go to, okay? And I hope everybody has a passport at this point in the game, right? Because you just never know when you're gonna have to get on a boat going somewhere. Hopefully it ain't to slavery like back in the day. But yeah, everybody should have a passport, and sure, why not have a dual citizenship? I would love to get one. I know Ghana was offering them for free at one point in time. I don't know if they still are, but yeah, I don't see the problem with it. I think it's a great idea.
The funny thing is the United States government, they'll let everybody else have dual citizenship. And I think in the last immigration bill, they restrict Black people from having dual citizenship, because think about it. If we are allowed to go over there, it's like our basketball players, especially our female basketball players, they'll go and play in Russia and China and stuff, and they'll give them citizenship. I think Stephon Marbury has Chinese citizenship. If we start doing that, some of our best people will wake up and then just leave. So the United States, for some reason, strongly restricts us from having dual citizenship. But then again, we don't really go anywhere other than Jamaica and back, or the Bahamas and back, or, you know, we don't really go to Africa and know what's really going on there. So they're not worried about it.
Okay, so I was just reading Urban, your answer to that, and you said, what I'm saying is fix it ourselves by not being so easy to put in prison. Either get good at your hustle or get it. Okay.
That makes sense. Stop being sloppy when you're on the corner, you know?
You know, I just think it's so easy to oversimplify. Whatever you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. Come on, man. You know, like Joe Biden, and I'm gonna keep using Joe Biden. I said I'm gonna ride his ass for the whole 4 years, him and Kamala. Okay, what bills did he write in the 80s? Those crack cocaine and those the crack laws and the cocaine, the powder cocaine. He made the difference between those, right? You got caught with crack, you was going up the river for a very long time. You got cocaine and you're going to get a slap on the wrist because cocaine was a white drug of choice where mostly people have money. Crack was black people, right? And so for you to say basically that if you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. No, I agree. I'm not saying people should be able to commit crimes and get away with it. What I am saying is that we should be treated equally. If I do go, get caught with weed and the white woman gets caught with weed, why does she get to go and, do community service and I got to go get the feds 10 years? That's the difference. So, I mean, I just, and I'm not saying you're not educated. Please don't take me wrong, but I think we really should do our best in educating ourselves. There's always more to the story than, well, y'all just stop taking y'all black asses to jail then. It's more to the story.
I'm sitting here because comments like that and me being an old school hustler kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You don't know everybody's situation. Everybody not hustling just to buy Jordans. Some niggas actually out there hustling to put Pampers on their babies' asses. It's so easy to say what you won't do until you put in a position where you might have to. It's too easy for you to say that. Yeah, it's cool if you're smart, if you think you can get away with it. But at the end of the day, it's just, I don't get them comments because, and I'm going to say this, I might get this totally wrong. 99% of y'all on here done either fuck the dope man or you done sold the dope. But everybody got a problem with the game. Come on, man. That's bullshit.
Hey, here's a good question by BJ Trotter. She says, the USA is messed up. I can't even get a real ID card because I don't have a birth certificate. But they letting immigrants into our country, and I have been here all my life, and in August of this year, I won't be able to fly or go inside a federal building. That's interesting because here's my question, Ms. BJ Trotter. How have you been here all your life and you don't have a birth certificate? Because that's the problem of a lot of the dreamers and some of the immigrants that are here. They don't have any paperwork. They were brought over, by their parents. They have no paperwork, but yet they still went to school. They still do, certain things that they're allowed to do. So I'm in agreement with you how they let these other people come in here. But in your situation, could you be a little bit more specific? Because it kind of sounds like, you're in the same situation. Because if you were born here in the United States and in a hospital, or even if you were born at home, why wouldn't you have a birth certificate?
I just think she needs to learn how to do voiceovers. That's all it is. See, because if ICE rolled up on me and you got your birth certificate, I don't have a fucking thing. Where you from? I'm from the island of Jamaica, bitch.
Are you crazy? How you doing, Angela? How you doing? You say, we know you will do what you do best. And I guess basically that's right, Joe Biden. Yes, I am going to do just that, okay? I am going to make sure that everybody knows about what he is and is not doing specifically for Black people. Y'all remember how y'all was riding Trump? I think, you know, huh?
Where they coming at?
Angela, your girl, right? Angela Thompson. She changed the profile picture.
Oh Lord. Left the gate open.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm true to my word. Yes, I'm going to ride Joe Biden. Why should he be special? He ain't special. Why? Because you know he's a Democrat. You know, because he was Obama's right-hand man and he's so cute. And some of y'all were, y'all, you know, some of y'all Black women just make my itch. You really do. Joe Biden can get your vote because he's cute. What kind, like, I wish I was making that up, but I've seen some of you say such silliness. And so I guess I shouldn't ride him. You know, I should give him a pass because he's cute.
And that's Angela, right? I'm looking at her other comment. If you're going to be with me, you have to let it go. He let me know I was more important than selling drugs because he know I was not about that life. He wasn't no motherfucking hustler because ain't nothing come before the money. Ain't, see, let me tell you something, little mama. You fucking with a po hustler, a real hustler. He go to bed count money, wake up count money. And he understand the rules of engagement. Money can't buy you love, but it can get you some pussy. You see what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what it is. So if you thinking this man gave up the game because of you, his heart wasn't never in it.
Wow. Okay.
Wait. I got a question for for Angela and anybody that is on that Joe Biden thing. You know, why shouldn't we be on Joe Biden's ass? We were on Trump's ass. We were on Kamala's ass. We were on anybody's ass that's out there straight up lying to us. Now, what is your definition of immediate? Now, I remember that the Democratic Party said, if you turn this state blue, immediately the checks will come out. Where the fucking checks at? Now, you said, well, he just got elected. Give him some time. It's been almost 2 weeks now. Where are the fucking checks? Please, somebody out there explain that. So if we don't call this out, how are they supposed to be accountable if we don't call shit out that they said that they're going to do? It's almost like, when you tell your kids to take the goddamn garbage out and they don't do it, then you ask them or you tell them again and they don't do it. Are there eventually repercussions for what they're not doing? Of course there is. And that's all we're saying to any politician, Democrat, Republican, Independent. Immediate is not 3 months later. Okay. Immediate means immediate.
Look, man, bottom line is some of these Negroes ain't never had nothing. They ain't never gonna get nothing, and they ain't got nothing. And they comfortable with that. So they got what they wanted. They wanted Trump out. So if we don't get shit out the deal, they won the battle. Everybody else can be living high on the hog right now. And the whole system just looking us in the face with a big ass neon sign saying, fuck you. They comfortable with that? Some of these motherfuckers don't want nothing, man. They don't want nothing. These motherfuckers walking around with holes in their drawers. They know what it is. They don't want nothing. You think Dimitri moved from California to Texas not to elevate? These motherfuckers don't want to elevate, man. And all that faking they be doing, like they balling and they living on the hog. Take your ass to the suburb and tell them, oh, pull out the deed of trust. Pull out the deed of trust to that house. Don't show me the Section 8 papers. You motherfuckers ain't balling like you're supposed to. So they don't want nothing, bro.
Right. Anjanette Fotnot says, responded, she says, She says, still holding on to them. Wait, jumped up there. She says, still holding on to them. They forget it has to pass through the House. It can't be just the president's words. No. If you say immediately, I mean, go look at the ads, go on YouTube. They've got pictures with $2,000 checks. They've got the candidates saying $2,000, okay? Exact words here. So basically, you guys are okay with them saying, we're going to give y'all reparations. We're going to give y'all reparations. We're going to give y'all reparations. See, you guys feel good with that, right? If we're going to give y'all each $1 million, each of y'all, and it never comes. That's what we're talking about. Deliver on what you say. Deliver on what you say. And that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not into symbolism. You guys might be into symbolism. I'm not into it. If they say $2,000, I expect $2,000. It's a transaction. So you mean to tell me you go and take your stimulus check and go get an 85-inch TV, and Walmart says we only got 50-inch TVs. Thank you very much. You're cool with that. Okay.
I mean, it behooves me to even argue with some of these people. To even try to hold. See, when you're in a conversation, you're telling yourself, man, we gotta have a rational conversation. But you can't have a rational conversation with just one rational motherfucker. Some of these people got the motherfucking mind of Morris the cat. So bottom line, ain't no sense in trying to talk no sense into a motherfucker that got the mind of a cat. Your cat got more sense than these motherfuckers some days, doctor.
You know, as you guys know, I understand politics. Okay, I have a degree, and doesn't mean I'm an expert, but I eat this shit up. This is what I've been doing for the last 6 years left the military. So I know how government works. But again, don't tell me immediately if that isn't what you meant. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Isn't that what Joe Biden said? I mean what I said. You said 2,000, now it's 1,400. How long are you guys going to be falling for the banana in the tailpipe? This is why Black people can't win, because we got people like you guys that are willing to settle for the fucking bottom. No, you hold them accountable to what they say, and there should be consequences. Period. Not let's vote them back in the office, because guess what's going to happen? Oh, well, it didn't pass. It's a shell game. Republicans' fault. Oh, this is that. Joe Manchin, the senator from West Virginia, a Republican posing as a Democrat. This man has held this bill up for 3 weeks because the Democrats need every vote to make this pass, because everything's 50-50. We need Kamala to break the tie, or vice versa. If you lose one vote, nothing's going to pass. But yet you've got 65 members of the Congressional Black Talkers, and they can't get nothing passed, even though there's only 22 votes that separate the Republicans from taking the House again. Yeah, you guys know politics. Great.
Yeah, I see a lot of people on here. Well, not a lot, just maybe one, Angela, making excuses for Joe Biden again. Just wait and all of that. I mean, why are you holding the voter or the American people more responsible than you are Joe Biden, who told that lie out of his face that once Georgia turns blue, that the checks will go out immediately. They all ran and told that lie. And then everybody in Georgia especially went and voted and turned it blue. And here they are just now passing some sort of bill. And y'all talk about, oh, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Why do people have to wait for it? I mean, he told that lie. But if that had been Trump ass up there lying, oh my God, you would have lost your shit. But when it's Joe Biden, it's like, well, he's only been in there 30 seconds. You got to give him a chance. Oh, you just, but had that been Trump did that to you, we would have never heard the end of it. But I guess Joe Biden is cute. I guess, I don't know.
Man, fuck Joe Biden. Fuck him and the stimulus and all the bullshit that come with it. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I ain't got time to be sitting around here begging this motherfucker. I mean, you waiting 4-5 months for $1,400. Come on, man. Hold on a second, man. Your motherfucking rent is $1,200. But you waiting 4-5 months for $1,400. And then the motherfucker can't even give it to you on time. You're gonna be shelter pimping before the end of the year.
Shelter pimping. Listen, I will say this, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. I thank God for
but guess what? Every time Biden opened his motherfucking mouth, Angela, it's a fucking lie.
Every time. But Joe Biden is cute per some of these negresses running around. You know, Joe Biden is cute, so he gets a pass.
Didn't Biden tell the illegal aliens he was gonna sign into law all that shit on the first day? Now all of a sudden he had to push back on the shit. He lied about a lot of shit, man. Just to get y'all. I mean, you good with it. You sitting on your little perch, living your little life, and you don't give a fuck if he lied. See, that's what's wrong with you. See, you'd have been the motherfucker sitting on the edge of the slave ship. And I'd have told old Mouse, I got some business to take care of and push your ass in that fucking water.
Ow! Yeah. No doubt. But I would just say this, okay? I thank God that I had the parents and the upbringing that I did. My parents, I had two fathers. I always talk about two fathers, my biological and my stepfather, and my mother. I watched them hustle my whole life. I've never seen my father work for anybody else but himself. My mother, she was a nurse, but my mom was a hustler too. My mom was an accomplished writer, self-published her books, and, you know, been all over, and she's earned her own money, worked for self. My stepfather, my bonus father, he was an entrepreneur as well. And my father, I always hear him say, God gave you two hands for a reason. And we always heard a man that won't work, he shouldn't eat either. And so the reason I say all of that is, in these times, these dry times, these pandemics, the last thing we should be doing is waiting on, and I've used this analogy before. Unfortunately, we as black people we're that baby bird. You know how a baby bird waits for the mom to drop food in his mouth so it can eat? That's who we are. We're that baby bird. Unless somebody is dropping some food in our mouths, not all of us, but a lot of us. Okay, let's just keep it real. Unless somebody's dropping that food in our mouth, we don't know what to do. It's like, I sometimes wonder, would we really sit up and starve if it wasn't for some of these socialism, socialist programs like, welfare, food stamps? Or will we starve, or will we get out there and hunt something down, and kill it and eat it? Like we need to get in the hunt and have that killer instinct. But I'm gonna tell you right now, my right-handed guy, oh my mama, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be sitting around waiting for no white man in the White House to write my black ass a check so I can go eat for today. No, goddamn it. I'm gonna learn how to fish so I can bring my own goddamn fish in here. And that extra money will be great, but it ain't gonna be what gets me over. I'm gonna be out there hustling legally and doing what I gotta do. Because, for me, especially, I got a 28-year-old daughter who's watching me. And one thing my daughter's never watched me do is beg for nothing. Even when there's sometimes I hardly had anything, she never watched me beg and go without. I figured out a way to do it. And that's what we should be doing, figuring out a way. And if that check comes, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Let me put it in the bank.
Oh, and a lot of motherfuckers wasn't bucking when the pandemic first popped off and they shut every fucking thing down. You started bucking when you could go back to work for a little bit. And then you thought you had a couple of nickels, so you was better than everybody else. But when all our black ass was stuck in the house, you wasn't bucking in. You were trying to get you some food stamps. You wasn't bucking in. You was trying to buy up all the toilet paper. You wasn't bucking in. But some of y'all went back to work. So now you think you Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Ghetto motherfucker.
Yeah, I was just telling Tanaya, she's, I hate Negroes, and this is not against you, Tanaya. I'm just saying in the aspect, you want to be so goddamn technical, you're not getting the message. You want to be so fucking right, you're not getting the message. We're not always right, but you can't sit there and tell me I didn't hear what I heard. There's the videos, there's the words coming out of their mouth immediately, $2,000, so on, so on, so forth. Joe Biden has been in office approximately 12 days. Okay, fine. I'll give you that since you want to say it hasn't been 3 weeks. I never said he's been in there 3 weeks. But okay, 3 weeks. Do you realize this man has signed over 70 orders in 12 days? Not one of them having to do anything with Black people? Explain that. Just explain that.
Well, that's, people are not going to explain that. But I just, and I don't want to come from a point of, because I know it's easier to say, well, if I can do it, you can do it too. Because we know that's not necessarily true. But one thing I always believed, and my mom used to tell me, and I've heard a lot of people say, you, me, whoever, we are where we are because we want to be, whether we know it or not. It is our fault that we are where we are, whether it's something good or something bad. And whenever you want something, you got to ask yourself, how bad do I want it? And if you don't want it bad enough, then wait for the stimulus check. Wait for them to feed you whenever they get ready to. But I don't know. The barbecue lady.
Yeah, they didn't hit her with 2 misdemeanor charges up in Lafayette, Louisiana, barbecuing in front of the mayor's house. And I talked to her yesterday, and the thing is you give her 2 misdemeanors and a summons to go to court, but yet the reason that she was out there, you ain't brought that to the courtroom yet. She was out there in reference to your cops killing Trey Pellerin, but you ain't brought that out there. And I want people to ask themselves, why are they targeting this lady? I know why they targeting her. Because she a white woman speaking up for Black people. That's why they targeted her. But I don't, like I told her, I say something strange. She say, what you mean? Well, I was out there with you. I ain't getting no motherfucking summons. Am I setting myself up right now? Fuck no, you didn't take me to jail. You didn't take me to jail at all. What y'all think?
I mean, yeah, I think she's definitely being targeted. You know what they used to call them, white people that hung out with Black people, especially in the South. I ain't gonna say it, but the last part of that was lover, N-word lover. So, they get punished too for trying to stick in and stick up for Black people. So no, I'm not surprised if they're trying to make an example out of her to show anybody else who wants to get off the chain. This is what's going to happen to you too. We don't care if you're a white woman. That's what you get for being, an N-word lover. So nah, I mean, I'm not shocked at all. And, they want to scare her. So I don't know if it's worked, but you've never been to jail. I would imagine it's pretty scary. So.
But see, that's what it's going to take for a lot of this racism shit to stop in general. Number one, the baby boomers, that generation needs to go away. Number one, and I'm not wishing anybody to die or not, like I'm talking about the people that were raised. They're the last generation that was raised in that Black-white situation. But it's going to take white people, because the question isn't that we don't love them. We've shown we love them. Yeah, master, I love you. Some of y'all sleeping with the enemy right fucking now. Some of you guys are sleeping with them right now. The question is, it's going to take white people to talk to their people to put a stop to this bullshit. It's just as simple as that. Simple as that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this here. The way that it went down and the way that they handled it. They call him the mayor president. He's the mayor and the president of the parish, or however that shit is. But I'm gonna stand firm on what I believe in. that the mayor of Lafayette, Louisiana is a bitch. Everybody that surrounds him, that supports him is a bitch. Everybody that voted for him is a bitch. And guess what? I'm coming back to your city. Oh, y'all forgot I was out there. I'm her witness. Why you didn't do that shit to me? Because when I jumped out the car, I had it on my mind. See, the thing about these motherfuckers in them positions, they bullies, man. They know who to go after. They know certain motherfuckers. See, I'm the dude, you fuck over me, throw me in jail. You know, fuck you. Somebody gonna bond me out. If you do something to me and go to jail, I bond your ass out. The mayor of Lafayette is a bitch, and I said it, and I'm doubling down on it.
Yeah, you know, and again, what I mean by the baby boomers, I mean that generation, again, let me reiterate that. That is the last generation that experienced segregation, because I'm a child of a baby boomer. I didn't experience segregation in the fact of legal segregation that they experienced. That's what I mean by that. Until that generation goes away, we're going to have problems. Tisha says, then you have people like Representative Hawley. These 40-something-year-olds are hateful and racist too. Exactly, because they were taught by that baby boomer generation, which is probably their parents, to be racist. It's going to take a long time for all of this to pan out until these people go away. And this is why white people in general are afraid of the browning of America. You know, that's the whole situation. And then I want to say something to Miss Bowie, a good listener of ours, good friends. If you guys ever get a chance and you guys do not believe in Black Don't Crack, go to this woman's Facebook page. She looks exactly the same in 1960 when she graduated or about to go to college than she does now. And Miss Bowie is in her 70s right now.
Let me answer this lady's comment. I saw the video. They never looked at you, Mr. Monroe, like they were scared. I don't give a fuck if they were scared or not. They knew not to even look at me. See, the difference between me and you is you're going to have a bullshit conversation when they walk up on you. For me, I'm ready to die right there. I'm not to be fucked with. You don't get to fuck with me and think you can get to go home and everything gonna be good. No. If I'm not bothering you, if I know the law, Tara Fogerman didn't violate the law that day. They said she was impeding the roadway. Well, how was she impeding the roadway when the barbecue pit was between the truck and my car? She wasn't impeding the roadway. But here's my thing. If you're gonna battle the motherfucking laws, you need to know the motherfucking laws. When I jumped out the car, I knew the laws. They already knew we don't need to fuck with him. No, bitch, because you're gonna have to come better than what you coming. See, me, I could have. The mayor said, well, he was uncomfortable with the people being in front of his house. It doesn't matter. Do you know how to protest? Let me tell you how you protest in front of the mayor's house right now. As long as you're going up and down that sidewalk and making a circle, you're not impeding shit. Oh, they said she was impeding the sidewalk. But as long as you're moving, you're not impeding. So my thing is, it is what it is. When you don't know, you steady run your mouth. And this is why I'm telling y'all. This game that people are in, God bless Tara Fogerman and anybody like her. Y'all that sit on the sideline, you right where you need to be. Keep your motherfucking ass on the sideline and stay out this motherfucking game, because this field ain't where you need to be, bro.
I see, I mean, I don't know if these women live there or what. I could be wrong, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like they're trying to indict you for not doing anything. It seems like maybe that's what they're saying, but let's say that's true. What are y'all doing? Are y'all helping?
What did they want me to do? Because when I got out the car, Carlos Harvin was there, who's the mayor nigga henchman.
But let me ask you this though. So what are they doing for Tara? Is that her name? Tara? What are they?
Nothing.
So what was they gonna do for you if you got gaffled up?
Nothing. So my question is, what did I tell Carlos Harvard? And unless they can tell me that as soon as I got out of my car, then you'll understand. Man, I go where I want. I'm dealing with something right now in Lake Charles, but I'm not going to say nothing until after tomorrow. Until after tomorrow. You motherfuckers won't come and hold a fucking sign on the corner if something go down.
I just want to know though, and Charlene, and I'm still confused on your stance because it's kind of like looks like little like sneak disses. So I don't know. I don't want to read it wrong. But you say I'm not built for combat. Well, who the hell is? Who's built for combat? Who's built to take the bumps and the bruises? I ain't talking about war, Donovan, flying the military. I'm talking about.
You know who built for combat? An ignorant fat motherfucker that stand up for every fucking body.
I guess I'm meaning more in the sense of who signs up for that. Like who says, I'm going to go out there and lend my voice or whatever, to justice. And then in the process, I may, sign up to go to jail or even prison. Didn't you say there's a guy out there who's doing 10 years because they said he made a terroristic threat or something like that? You think he signed up for that? And how many of the people in this comment section, how many of them are putting money on his books? How many people are out there standing in front of the prison talking about free him, let him go, hashtag, this is some bullshit? How many of them are doing that? Or how many of them are just glorified keyboard gangsters that want to indict everybody else who's even halfway trying, but they talk about, I'm not built for combat. Well, what are you built for?
Well, one thing I do know, the war zone is the only platform that sends its generals to the front line to do all the fighting. That's a fact.
I don't know why I was at the mayor's house. I didn't know Tara Fogelman.
And
that was my second day back in Lafayette after almost 20 years.
Was she there before you got there?
Yes.
Did you tell her?
The only reason I went is because she was out there by her fucking self.
Wait, so hold on, stop right there. She was by herself, and you went to lend a hand of voice support. Hey, how you doing? Can I ask you another question? Was any of them ladies in this comment section there?
No.
Because I saw one say they saw the video. So they weren't there. But they gonna sit up here and try, and I think this is where this is going. I guess okay. So Red Rose, I hope I'm saying it right. Says, "No, ma'am. I'm glad they were in front of his house. I'm giving Monroe his, applause. Yes, I'm on your side. Remember, I was around when they left off that broom."
Let me say this here. Sometimes you run your mouth too much. And what you done did is you done fucked up. Because it was something I was going to do down there. Now, fuck y'all. Do it your motherfucking self.
I mean, I can't really say that I blame you. It's a hard job. It's a thankless job.
It's a thankless job because you continuously get attacked by bitch-made motherfuckers that don't even stand up for themselves. You see what I'm saying? You're burning your gas. You're wasting your time. Motherfuckers be lying on you, lying to you, and you give them your heart. Man, fuck y'all, man.
And you know what, though? Like I said, my hat's off to you because you stayed in the game a lot longer than a lot of people. Activism is a very thankless job. You put your reputation on the line. You put your money on the line. You put your life on you put everything on the line. And then people will sit on the sidelines and give you all kind of critique. And they ain't got nan speck of dirt on their hands at all. Just a bunch of criticism of what you coulda, woulda, shoulda did. Because kind of how I was reading the comments, and again, I'm not the best reader, okay? But kind of how I was reading it is like you kind of left her out to dry type of thing. That's kind of where I was getting.
If I'd have left her out to dry, why would she call me yesterday? If I wasn't there, nobody was out there with her. I didn't even know her. I met her on Facebook. Oh, well, hold on. You out there by yourself? Where is it? Give me the address. And I'm coming out there. So months later, this happened in what, September? October? If I'd have fucked over or left her out to dry, why she fucking with me yesterday? See, that's what I'm saying. But fuck them. They can handle that shit. I got other shit I need to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think really. I mean, I get it.
Shit is disrespectful, man.
I really, I mean, because I know where you are as we speak. You know, I know where you are, but it's like,
yeah, I know where I'm at too. I'm in the belly of another beast. I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Should I say? I ain't gonna go into detail, right? All right. This child has been disrespected in this family so bad this week. I had no choice but to fucking show up. I can't speak on it until after that baby is celebrated. But when she's celebrated, I'm gonna cut these bitches to the bone. That's what I'm saying. It's cold outside. You got your old man, if he drunk, high, whatever. Curl up next to that drunk bastard and do what you do. Lead activism to the big boys.
yeah, and Red, you said, I don't know you, Mr. Monroe, until I saw you on the news and said you were a bad mother that speaks your mind. I'm not downing you. I'm with you. Well, your comment, the original comment kind of came off as slick. And so that's why I said I couldn't really make sense of exactly where you were going with that. I mean, it is, to me, like I said, it's kind of hard to read the total context of things in comment sections, but it was almost like you were calling him a liar to some degree. I don't know.
Like I just showed up and bitched out. Man, it's cool though. Man, go out there and handle your business, bro. Man, I just got out the motherfucking hospital. I shouldn't even be outside. But I got a love for people, and you motherfuckers think you're gonna keep shitting on me? Man, fuck you and everybody you with. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I got 5 different meds I gotta take. But I stand up for people every day. And no matter how you do it, it ain't never good enough for you cocksuckers. But the white man can shit on you all day long. And all you do is sit there and smile about it. And I ain't even mad at the white man for shitting on you. I'm more mad at you for not doing shit about him shitting on you.
And that's why a lot of people, they tap out or they just don't do it because, you know, and I hate to say it, especially with our people, and I sure hate to say it, but it is a thankless job. You know, you go out there and, you know, get dirty and they say, well, you don't have enough dirt on you. Yeah, I just think you coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's like, what? I don't know. This you better than most, Gary. I give it to you because you know, a lot of people think about getting out there, and a lot of people say, nope. I mean, look at all of our fallen leaders who were out there. Your Malcolms, your Martins, your Marcuses, your Honorable Elijah Muhammad, all of them, and look what it's gotten them. Even to this day, you got people talking shit about them. So it's like, it almost make you wonder, like, I mean, Farrakhan, you know, he continues to do it. I mean, he's helped a lot of people, but there's always some Negroes running around talking about how he ain't really helping black people and all of that. So I just, like I said, my hat is off to you. You've done it a lot longer than a lot of people would.
You know, well, this reminds me of the people that, you know, they like to sit on the sidelines and do that, but they like to reap the benefits of what the 5 stars doing, what you're doing, what I'm doing, and things like that. You know, people don't realize time is money to me. The time that we take to do the show and the time that we take to for the 5-star to get on a plane during a pandemic, put him out there, to stand up and to do what's right. But these are the same people that sit at home, they watch, and then they say, well, wow, Donovan's going off about reparations. That'll never happen. It'll never happen because people like you are sitting on your ass, ain't doing nothing to help us get it. Right now, if you think that if we would just get together and demand the shit that we want, you don't think it wouldn't happen? 1.3, what is it? $1.77 trillion annually? Money talks. And if we would stop buying the bullshit, maybe if we would start demanding, we would get what we want. But you always got those people in there that kick their feet up. You got a stimulus check coming. The very people that didn't do a goddamn thing to earn it, I'm trying to get you an additional $600. Y'all could get content with the $1,400.
The first time they gave out a Grammy for rap music, they gave it to Will Smith. But because they wouldn't give it to him on the air, he wouldn't accept it. And he said something that was so profound. He said, I'll take a Soul Train Music Award any day before I take a Grammy. Jay-Z's another one that's turned down a Grammy because of the way that they treated rap artists. In the activism game, I'll take a Soul Train Music Award before I'll take a Grammy. I'll take kudos from Aubrey Taylor, a Black journalist, in his online publication that sees the work that I do and applauds me before I'll take recognition from the mayor of Houston, because I know it ain't genuine coming from him. He doesn't like me. So when it's all said and done, I get to pick and choose my assignments. I get to go anywhere I want to go and work on whatever I choose to work on. I work for myself. I don't ask nobody for nothing. I've survived the pandemic, dealing with health issues. Ain't never caught the COVID the whole time. But, it's kind of disheartening when you got to start a show with some bullshit. Then you get close to ending the show with some bullshit. But the whole time you expect me to keep showing up to go to work. I'm going to tell you who I'm not. I'm not Deshaun. I'm like Deshaun Watson right now. Fuck you and your organization. You just got so many times to shit on me, bro. Because honestly, I'd rather take a motherfucking trip to the country and sit on the edge of a bank and just fish and say, fuck all this shit. But I wonder what the kids' life would be like in HISD if I did. I wonder what the community would be like if somebody didn't walk in and talk to them gang members. How many of them senior citizens would be dead right now? I wonder what would have happened down in Lafayette if we didn't go down there and get some peace down there and make these people do what they were supposed to do. Would them youngsters have tore that motherfucker up? See, you don't think about the work that people do. All you do is sit around and you reap the benefits of it, man. You can't walk an inch in my shoes. 9 out of 10 of y'all couldn't walk an inch in my shoes. You don't have a skill set to walk the inch in my shoes. No matter where I go, I'm connected. So you're in Lake Charles tonight. The streets got something to say. You don't know. And you don't know what it's like when you sick as a fucking dog and you still playing the game. It's real easy to say, fuck y'all, man. Be careful what you're doing, because if you don't benefit from what I'm doing and you just cracking jokes and fucking around, you will leave some people hanging fucking with me, because I'm really getting tired of the bullshit. Final thoughts, man.
Well, my final thoughts is it's the weekend, you guys. Be very, very careful out there. It is Super Bowl weekend. If you want to be a super spreader and bring that shit home to Big Mama and, people that are susceptible to getting killed, I hope it was worth losing a loved one to watch the damn Super Bowl. You guys, I'm just gonna say it again and again and again. Please be safe. Let's do what we need to do and start controlling the damn chessboard and get our person into the Houston school district, somebody that's going to give a shit about our children. Okay, let's start doing that. So you guys, please.
Now, what I want to do, I want to send everybody money back. Why don't y'all find y'all somebody to do this shit, man? Let's start that process Monday, man. Find you somebody to do this shit, dog.
And right there is why we have our people, and that's why, again, it speaks for itself. I can't say too much more than that.
You know, I'm not gonna try to talk you out of it, Gary. I know, you're pretty upset, and you should be. You should be upset because you put it on the line, and it sucks. And I see, some of the ladies, you guys were saying that's not what you meant. So, we'll just take you at your word. But, it sucks when you do give it your all. Like Gary said, there's a lot of things that he could be doing. When people put their lives on the line and give their life in service to other people, they have to give up a lot of personal things just to serve. And that's what a servant does. A servant thinks of themselves last.
I don't have a personal life. Ain't no woman want to fuck with me or deal with me with the shit I got to deal with on a daily basis. Not having time to spend time with them or no shit like that, because I'm always out there fucking with y'all, everybody else on the back burner. I tell you, motherfucker, don't call me after 8 o'clock at night. You blowing me the fuck up. And I'm not disrespectful when you do it. But to keep putting up with this bullshit, man, I ain't got to do that shit. I ain't got to do it. And I can promise you now that if I walk away from education in Houston, it's going to be a whole bunch of black schools closed. And your crime rate going to go through the fucking roof. If them people could kill me right now, Demetri, they would have killed me a long time ago.
Well, Jalen says, if you want to quit, Dad, then quit. You've done enough. And I agree with her. I mean, I firmly believe you have to save something for yourself. Don't give it all.
Let me say this, because Jalen Mashawn has been on here for months. Y'all never knew she was my daughter. You know how much time I took from my child to give to some of you ungrateful son of a bitches? You know how much time I took away from my child? Don't disrespect my gangster never again.
So, yeah, I mean, at this point, Gary, it's your personal decision. But if I know you like I think I do, I don't think you have it in you to quit. Because, people like you aren't built that way. You have days where it's tough, but I don't think you have it in you to quit. But I will say this. If you guys are serious about, seeing Gary on the school board and just anything, like right now, Gary is traveling to be of service to somebody. He's going to talk about it on Monday, but he's traveling. Gary, put your Cash App up. Put your Cash App up. Put your Cash App up. And to me, it's more or less like put your money where your mouth is. Because, we do a whole lot of talking on here. But Gary is traveling in service of a family. We'll put it that way. He's going to talk about it on Monday. That stuff costs. Gary is doing this out of his own pocket. And so every little bit helps. And if you want to help and you have the ability to help, go on and hit Gary's Cash App. This ain't him living high on the hog and doing it big. It's him out there, boots to the ground, bringing awareness where you guys ain't seeing this stuff on Fox News. Y'all ain't seeing this on CBS or your local news channel. Black media is bringing this to you. And I'll give you go a step further. How many of these black shows do you follow, as what Donovan says, that sends this general out on the war zone, on the battlefield? You don't see that. You see a lot of people raking in a lot of money that will never leave a studio or the confines of their house to go out there in the community and actually touch and talk to the people they're talking about. But Gary does that. So, if you can help, go on and throw a little money into the Cash App.
Tanaya Smith, well, that was very childlike, Gary. Needs to grow up. Tanaya Smith, let me tell you something. I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana. These people, and I ain't going into detail, but I'm going to give it to you. These people, crooked ass pastor, law enforcement, strong arm in this family, threatened to take the church from them if they allowed me to speak. That grandmother wants me to escort her into that church, and that's what I came here to do. I don't have to speak, and I don't have to put on no show, and I don't have to argue about speaking. It ain't about me. You want to be me for a day? How do you go after a grieving family and then lie on me? I ain't been to Lake Charles since 2010. And lie on me. You want to walk in my shoes? You want to walk in my shoes? You know how much that hurt that family? They got a section where everybody can speak for 3 minutes. Everybody but me. I'm, just finding this out. But I'm here. My presence alone shakes motherfuckers. My presence alone makes motherfuckers nervous. And I think the last time we seen somebody like that, Demetra, his name was Malcolm. His presence alone made motherfuckers tighten up.
Well, I mean, I don't, my closing arguments are, I think we should really get behind people who are doing the work, because we get behind everybody else who ain't doing nothing. Let's get behind people who are really doing the work. And I know a lot of you guys have, supported the show. And so this is not an admonishment towards you guys at all. I'm just really, just speaking on what I see. And I think we really need to, stick by it, because some of us aren't built to be out there on the battlefield, if you will. Some of us will lend our voice. Some of us will lend our money. Some of us will do other things. Everybody is not built to be out there, protesting and knocking on doors and all this. So let's get behind those people who have the ability to do that. But just know that it's hard. It's hard to be an activist. And it's hard to advocate for your people and then have your people go against you at the same time. And so, just think about that when you want to be critical of somebody who's actually doing it. And one thing too, activists aren't perfect. They have their days. Nobody is perfect. And really, do you want your leaders to be perfect? Because if they were perfect, they wouldn't have the experience to go on, right? They wouldn't be able to relate. And so, like I said, just think about those things before you might want to have something unnecessarily critical to say.
Donovan?
Well, I like I said, I just got to say it's Super Bowl week and everybody be safe. Again, we're the only show that I've ever seen on the internet, and I'm on the internet a lot, that sends its leader on the ground to do the fighting. And, when you have a good leader that does stuff like, that does what Jerry does, this is the kind of person that should be in the Senate. This is the kind of person that should be president. But we love oppression, and I'm going to stick by that. Black people, we love to be oppressed because we don't send the right people that are going to represent us. I'm done.
I don't have anything to say. Y'all have a good night, man.